Good afternoon, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to another Saturday afternoon Baron Heroes Journey. Today, we have ourselves a wonderful journey from Dr. Dialogue theme from Dr. Lugae. And It's a wonderful race with Possum Morpheus and Tibble on stream here. Our hero is Tella. My name's Vitasia. I'm joined on the mic today with NG Dave. How are we doing today, Dave?
Oh, I'm doing great today, Vitasia. Yeah, we're gonna have Dr. Lugae here, Tella, and an army of Balnabs that he's created, represented by Sid.
Yep, we have oops all Sids in this seed, so it's going to be absolutely fantastic with Dr. Lugae uh, having just being able to throw everything, all his Balnabs towards you. We're going to have full Balnabs. It's going to be an interesting seed as well. We have some interesting flag sets even with our limited character pool.
Yeah, we got T Wild, S Wild, so anything can be anywhere.
Yep, we were talking in the race room a little bit earlier. Even tier 8 loot is widely available. Not that we're going to have need for a whole lot of crystal swords running around, but adamant armors are wildly available and available because it's T Wild, not T Wildish. They're not weighted. They can be anywhere in the world. So open up those treasures and have fun.
That's be interesting to see where our runners go to start this off with with anything being anywhere. Aside from that, we have the normal set of hero flags, Alt Gauntlet, Witchburn. Eno XP is on, which could be a interesting wrinkle for these runners.
Yeah, I don't expect that to play a huge deal, but it's entirely possible. And it looks like our runners are off. Remember, we have 6 objectives. We have to complete 5 of them. All of them kind of Lugae themed. And of course, we get our first Balnab. It this feel and is that the pass right out the gate?
That it is.
That's helpful.
Well, we're just gonna stick that in our pocket, hold on to it for about an hour.
Yeah, we'll see. This is one of those scenes that, depending on what we find in our early treasure chests, we could be off to the races very, very quickly. Both Tella and Sid are fantastic characters in the early game, and slow down kind of as the late game gets into it. But with enough gear, Sid can make a very viable, melee attacker. So, really interesting to see what these runners both choose to do. And it's just looting right now. Oh, high power shirts available for sale.
That's a nice find. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of window shopping because Cell Quarter is on, so won't be able to afford. Maybe not be able to afford all the things you want.
No, but here's the nice thing. Because of the limited gear pool, like, okay, just got an ogre axe and a bandana. Those will be fantastic. But that self summon, we'll be selling that immediately. That Avenger sword, we're selling it. That poison axe, hey, we'll use it. But yeah, we're very, very limited in terms of what kind of gear we're looking at right now.
It is nicer because we know immediately what we need to keep, what we can hawk, which items are important.
All right, so just kind of going over some similar places at this point in time in terms of looting. Hey, samurai bow. That's not bad.
I'm interested in that ribbon that was in Rydia's house.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup. It's just a nice item anyway. I'm more interested in the bandanas and the headbands just to increase the attack power of our Sids. So probably going on our Tella.
I could see it going on a Sid as Golbez insurance too.
Oh, you're right about that. It's the name of the game in most T wild sorts of flags. It's chest density. Where can you find the most number of chests in the smallest amount of areas for efficiency? And certainly, Damsine Castle is one of those places where you can get quite a few things in a relative short amount of time.
Yeah, that's 12 chests in the basement, bunch of archer bows, a Bahamut orb. At least that's money. Which I assume that's all our runners looking for right now is money, 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 money.
And of course, with free characters turned on, where our army of ball maps is growing very, very quickly here. We've gotten some decent equipment. I've seen at least one ogre axe and one poison axe, a samurai bow with some arrows, I think. So we're certainly, we're not without options at this point in time. We can certainly start killing stuff pretty quickly.
We do have free key items, so Tybalt's going to give us our first look at that. Or, okay.
Worth noting, Possum is going deeper into Watery Pass. It is a less dense location. Okay, White Spear just from Bedward, but there's some decent loot back here. But again, T Wild instead of T Wildish. Normally, the value of going this deep is there's higher quality loot the deeper we go, but not necessarily density. But we have the exit spell, so we can get out pretty quickly.
A protect ring in the public treasury is nice. And we're not finding the good offensive gear, but a bunch of stuff to keep us alive. And that's a big pickup there. That's a cursed ring.
Oh, which side was that on? A complete line?
Tybalt found it in the public treasury. It's like the 5th chest in, I think.
That is a fantastic pickup. That'll be able to slow down our Tella, our hero, very nicely once we get into the later stages. So that all of our Sids, who are pretty slow in their own right, will be able to outspeed him much easier.
I can only assume that some of the shopping going on right now is for Bacchus wine. At some point, we're going to want these Sids swinging fast, swinging hard, and swinging angry. Alchemy, not just Starveils in the shop, Moonveils as well.
And that's quite the loaded shop there.
Yeah, I would be tempted to snag just 1 or 2 Moonveils, keep in your pocket in case something rude shows up. Like, say, Evil Wall and the Giant, or something like that.
Alright, so Tybalt is the first one into a dungeon proper here in the Antlion Cave. Typically pretty easy place to do, but we don't have any other key items pointing us any directions. And this is going to be relatively easy. We have to check some key items here anyway, and we already know exit. So no harm in checking this right here.
It's a good starting spot. We're already in the neighborhood. Who's going to show up here? It's a Sparkle. And we're going to get...
Yeah, we're dueling Antlions, but it does look like all of Tybalt's characters, there's no equipment on them, so we're rolling with the wooden hammers up to this point, which is still serviceable.
And we get some dueling soon.
Tybalt will be done before Possum Morpheus gets there.
Oh, so we're getting consecutive doo-doo-doots. Gotcha.
Is it doo-doo-doo-doots or do like are we talking Like, is this baby shark levels of doo-doo-doots, or...
No.
I'm just curious. I need to know for posterity. That's interesting. Possum Morpheus did pick up a white shirt in the room that Tybalt did skip. So that's a nice piece of gear for your Tella in particular.
And we see Possum picked up a power share. I think they bought that. But quickly back rolling all these SIDs. Fiery pointing out, no, I came from the back of Watery Pass. The power shirt. I did notice Possum has 2 Bahamut orbs to sell. That should be some nice money later. I think that'll sell for about 46,000.
I think even with quarter, it's enough for like a full stack of sirens, as I recall, because I remember being happy whenever I found one.
I'm more interested in how many pockets money you can buy. Sirens don't do much here.
Well, I mean, yes. But, okay, so we have Asura in kind of a very convenient spot here. This isn't too bad if you can get some Star Veils off, or you can just kind of power your way through.
I think I saw some mute arrows picked up on one side. Those would be helpful here.
And at this point, Tybalt is just life-locking Asura in order to get through, waiting until she casts Life 1, casting, letting her counter, and then getting back to Life 1. So this is... Tybalt is fine. It's a little bit slower right now. Possum Morpheus is the only one who's actually done any equipping on his Tellas.
Now, Wooden Hammer Sid can get through a lot of the overworld on his own, but this boss just can be rough if you don't have Mage Slaying gear.
Yeah, there's a lot of HP to chew through at this particular spot as well. For only dealing 100 to 200 with the wooden hammers, I would definitely take some time to get those poison axes and ogre axes and everything else rolling right now. Or charm arrows, if that's what we happen to have. But Tybalt does get through. Thank you, Couch, for the raid, by the way.
And we found where our Cure 3s are for sale.
Very important with this party, getting those Cure 3s.
And the Sand Ruby, would you like another Balnab?
I mean, aren't we full? Maybe we have one more spot left.
Always got room for more Balnab, right?
I mean, yeah, we always have room for one more Balnab, but that was a Dragoon Spear that I just saw. So I've seen a Dragoon Spear, I've seen a Gungnir Spear, I've seen a White Lance. I am really missing Kane right now.
And we've also seen Kane's ultimate weapon out there, the Avenger.
Yeah, this was... Where's Kane?
Glass hats are interesting.
They're interesting, but at the same time, like, okay, they're fine, but with Sid, he's one of the biggest HP pools by himself, so, it's one of those that's nice, but we already got the HP to deal with it.
And we have we have 2 Moon Veils to deal with anything super rude that may have come up. What do you think Tybalt's still shopping for?
I don't know if he's necessarily outright shopping for anything. I think he wants to know what his options are. It's not. We're getting some nice loot. Might still be looking for some arrows as well, because we do have at least one samurai bow wielding Sid. Meanwhile, Possum is now on his way. Ooh, that's another poison axe.
We've seen 2 over 2 poison axes. I believe all these Sids have access to grind.
I mean, 8 out of 10 pun right there, Dave. But
Take the last Sid. Get him ready to go. And Tybalt's is going to charge in and show us who's awaiting us up here in Vigan.
yes, slowly, Dr. Lugae is showing all of Golbez's, minions that he is the superior minion of them all.
Well, which other of Golbez's minions has raised an entire army?
I mean, the four fiends did pretty well in
They
terms
did.
of like causing chaos across the world, so that they could destabilize entire countries to take over the world.
We see the extra looting Possimorphy Sid to start paying off. Tybalt was in that battle, the Vigan fight first. The Poss was already through it.
We saw Tybalt do some equipping, but at this point in time, yeah, those wooden hammers are just not cutting it anymore.
It's not the worst back attack. I've seen worse out there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, especially with Mom Bomb, I don't know if we'll be able to chew through all the HP of Mom Bomb at this spot with our party, but we'll certainly be able to survive.
Tell us about to explode. Oh. Or walk it off, because of course he does.
And a well-timed lit bolt afterwards. So very nicely done from Possible.
Either that Tella was wearing a protect ring or managed to get an evade roll. And possibly the first to show us what is Tella's ordeal today.
But he's got to leave his army of minions behind. So, yeah, Lugae has to do this solo.
Well, like any good leader. Lugae understands sometimes you gotta do it yourself.
Well, there's our hook. And, oh, okay. Well, this is nice.
The less dangerous of the two. Weighted hourglasses, either one was going to be free.
No fiery. No. I remember that.
Hey, at least the second one, we had approximately 2,000 Stardust Rods given out before going in there.
Yeah, this time we had nothing, but it was fine.
Seriously, I think each of us found 2 or 3 different Stardust Rods in that seed.
All right, so Tybalt is now through and is about to find his good news as well. But Tella is now fully powered up, so he has all the spells. Dr. Lugae is fully educated in magics, so he can fully support his army of Bomb Labs.
More importantly, Dr. Lugae will now know Meteo. We just need to find where the soma drops are.
Is that what Tybalt has been looking for this entire time? Soma drops?
You know what? All the respect to Tybalt, that's what he's been searching for. It could have been that. Could be looking for where the adamant armor is for sale because, we'll certainly be able to afford that at some point.
With all the looting that we're doing, you got to think that we'll be able to buy at least one adamant when we find it.
Maybe those things are expensive. Yeah, I know, Scala. Just climb a mountain and earn enlightenment or something like that. Maybe college was your mountain.
That's it. Mount Ordeals is just metaphorical for, all the years of higher learning we had to attend. It's all metaphorical.
That makes just as much sense as anything else in this game. We'll roll with it.
All right, so Possum's still doing a little bit of checking of the other shops that are around here.
That was the ninja shop, apparently.
Not turning in that sand ruby. I don't understand why. Oh, kamikaze. You know what? Actually, I really like those kamikaze buys because we're going to have some very high HP characters by the end, and kamikazes plus healing them back up with life potions and elixirs can do quite a bit, actually.
Also, I think we figured out what Tybalt may have been shopping for. Mysidia has Stardust Rod, Rune Axe, and, well, Mute Knife, I guess, but that one doesn't really count.
Chat pointing out that those were those Zeus gauntlets that were in Kaipo, and yes, all of our ball maps can equip them.
One Cal is being stubborn right now.
Sounds about right. Ooh, and then a Mylan flavor.
It's Mylon Z, so does that mean that was a purple robe to give us our starting key item, right?
I believe so, so we know where Mylan and friends are.
In this case, Lugae will in fact do it himself by incinerating the Fiend of Earth.
That's interesting. I'm gonna hang on to those Artie arrows for sure.
Yeah, along with the Artie bow. Our Artie bow is Sid's best equipment, so yes, we'll keep that.
Now there's got to be is there a way to split arrow stacks? I don't remember if there is or not.
I know you can split them in stacks of 20. I don't know if you can split them any more granular than that.
Just for instances like this where we have a stack of 10, but Hey, get a bunch of stacks of one, and with those Bacchus wines, hey, you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of arty arrows. You're good.
And I don't recall if there's a way to do that. It would be really nice because all you need is one arty arrow per Sid and a big old stack of wine. Our tracker with Fire Blizzard saying it, yeah, he thinks it's just 20s as well.
And also pointing out that Possum now also has that curse string, so we're on a level playing field in terms of agility anchoring possibilities right now.
And when it comes to Tully, you don't need much more than a curse string to get everyone else up to 1. Get everyone else as fast as possible.
Nope, not at all. Let's see. We're starting to run out of things. I guess we could go do the Twin Harp right now, which sounds disgusting for all you Twin Harp fans out there. Or we can start diving into the underworld, which looks like is what Tybalt will be doing here directly.
Yeah, we have launched the Falcon as an objective, so this makes sense. And I believe it is Forced Hook. So, interestingly, known Harp Fader, Pos Morpheus, is heading over to do the Twin Harp.
Is he doing the Twin Harp, or is he just checking these locations? Okay, yeah, he's.
Yep.
Sirens and Stardust available in the Evelyn shop.
Now that solves your needing to split the stack of Artemis arrows problem. It's fine for sale.
Yeah. I mean that's fine. Yeah, let's buy a whole bunch of Artemis arrows at that point in time. Then. Fiery Blizzard also pointing out sirens for those who don't read the Eno XP, which, yeah, that would be a problem.
Listen, I can safely say I've never forgotten Eno XP was on and then started taking a grind in the past month or so.
I was going to say, how often is E no XP actually on though? That's a rare flag set to see. So I'd even forgotten that. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Fire Blizzard pointing out Purple Moon on ladder as well. Oh, it's Fuario, that's right. Fuario has it on, although not as relevant there. Pos Morpheus has perished in the Dark Elf fight. So I believe it's about time for DJ Spoony B to save us by playing one of his amazing tunes.
That was the Song of Storms. I don't know why that seems very thematic for whatever reason. It feels very
Yeah,
Lugae-ish.
it's also very thematic, what we see on the hook route. Also, that
The
heart may
Kenyatta,
actually have been
yeah.
hard required.
Yeah, that Darkness Crystal. So yeah, that's required. Definitely do not want to put that off.
Possible worst case, we'll have to walk this out because we saw him set up the MP glitch on Tella right before that fight. And once a character's MP glitch, they cannot cast spells out of combat.
Right. Okay. I forgot that MP glitch was turned on, but it does make Tella a little bit more restrictive, but more powerful in battle. You don't have to worry about his MP quite as much. So.
And now I know exactly what Tybalt is shopping for. I think Tybalt needs Thor Rages.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to have before you fight Kinyatso going into the underground, because that's kind of a hard hitting spot right there.
Yeah, Sparta is 25,000 HP, so if you've done no damage, the waves there will do a minimum of 1,000 damage. Also, we found the Soma drops in case we want to not have to MP glitch Tella to cast Medio.
Awesome is going to the moon first thing. This is interesting.
Might just be getting this out of the way.
I mean, yeah, it has to be done regardless. So one way or the other. But
Yeah, could be a check. Could be to check the bunny shop. Maybe K-Moon is on, right?
yes, K Moon is on.
Right, and it's Force Hook, so we know the Magma Key won't be up there. Fire raising a good point. Possibly just wanted to shop Mysidia.
Oh, I didn't even realize he hadn't been there yet. That's okay. That makes sense.
Oh, while Apostle's raising the whale and stuff, Tybalt's taking a dive down the hook route.
All right. Well, this is. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. He's going to need quite a bit of HP to survive those. Does not have a whole lot of healing potential outside of Tella, and no lightning spells. I don't know if we found the Thor Rages or Zeus Rages yet.
I did see a stack of 10 in Tybalt's inventory.
He
found where they're for sale.
Okay, he's fine then.
The bigger problem is I don't think we found wine yet, which will make this fight much safer. Now, we know this isn't Wyvern.
We got all the waves available on our way into the underground. All the flooding.
Excuse me, Alchemy, what is this hook route? At this spot, very, very punchy. And starts by knocking you down to half HP, so those punches are pretty much guaranteed to kill.
I mean, they were already in kill range, and oh my gosh, that is very rude. This is a.
Ogopogo starts the fight by knocking you to half HP, and then just starts machine gunning your characters down.
That was a very, very speedy Ogopogo as well. So, I mean, anything you can do to maybe slow him down, throwing that curse ring on Tella, maybe try something.
This is legitimately. You might consider throwing a Moonveil here.
Cabin is available for sale on the moon. That is something we have not seen up to this point in time.
Yeah, turn the battle speed down, curse the Tele. You should be able to get through with a little bit of life roulette as well.
That good old fashioned board AI with Ogopogo just sniping the exact Sid that we just happened to be targeting with a Cure 3.
So the good news is the Sid that I believe is berserked will survive this big wave and should end the fight.
I know Tybalt's probably fine here, but I safety save, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Without Berserk, you don't have a way to buffer your Thor Rages to instantly disperse the wave, and that first wave is going to hurt. Well, Morpheus decided to take the hairdryer chest for some XP.
He did get an hourglass up, so going to do his best to get everything knocked down, and his life glitching as well.
If there's first punch from Keinatsu, you need to get into the menu now to fire the Thor Rage. As this wave right now, if this wave is fired, it will be a guaranteed kill on 2 of the party members and possibly taking out the entire, possibly a full team wipe.
Looks like he did get it off though, so that's
Yep.
very nice. Although he's got to get another one queued up right now because it's swing waves or swing gather the water, swing gather the water. So you got to have a rhythm going here.
That Thor Rage I don't think was in time. It came from slot 1, so I think Hinatsu got the wave queued.
Yep, sure did. Mr. Bus Driver, did Tybalt miss Darkness in the Overworld? No, it was in it's in the Twin Harp location, so we know where it's at. Tybalt has just opted to avoid Twin Harp, possibly waiting to route it in until you have to do Tower of Zot, because we know for a fact that's required anyway. Or should be required, because it is one of the objectives. So, I mean, that's what I would do in the planning stages, just hoping that the Earth Crystal isn't there, but doing what you can to try to route it all together.
And you saw from how hard that wave hit why we were saying how dangerous Keinatsu can be here.
Oh, absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite spots for Keinatsu, because if you can develop the rhythm to do it, then it's not necessarily a difficult fight, but you do have to have a rhythm to it, and you have to commit to it. You can't sneak in an extra fight command, because that'll get you in trouble.
If there's no Thor Rage queued right now, this wave's going to fire.
Yeah, this one's...
Okay, it's good. And we continue to see Archer Sid pew-pewing away. That Thor Rage should be properly timed to nerf the next wave.
Yep, he got it queued up just at the right amount of time. Meanwhile, Possum is getting his bad news about Kinyatso. Again, this is a rude spot for Kinyatso, so this is not a free fight. Both Tybalt and Possum are very experienced runners in the free enterprise community, and if anyone could do it, it's these two, but it's not free.
No, this is far from being something that will help get disperse the waves is getting some more berserks going so you can clog the queue a little bit, help buffer your Thor rages, or the berserks will buffer your Thor rages a bit so you can respond to race gathering the water. Also, we see a nice little trick on Tybalt's side. Cast Berserk on Sid and then unequip the weapons while the Berserk is casting.
Oh, because the stats don't change until you use the fight command, so you're still hitting hard, but punching.
Yep. So Sid gets to throw hands for 600 to 1,000 at a time.
Oh, there's Possum setting up the MP overflow glitch again.
Tybalt's Tella is going to help-ish. And Tybalt's got the rhythm down, dispersing the waves here.
Worth noting that Possum is at quite a bit higher level. His SIDS are sitting at about 1,400 HP right now, which is considerably higher than Tybalt's, who haven't cracked the 1K mark quite yet. So that extra encounter, I think, up on the moon,
Yeah, the hairdryer
the hairdryer chest really doing wonders right now for Possum. And also, I guess, the Twin Harp as well.
Yeah, with the 3 life glitches, that was somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000 XP. On Tybalt's side, Kanato is hiding in the shell, so we're almost through this fight.
Yep, this is the good part. This is just a damage race at this point. He will start healing himself, but as long as you can out-damage his healing, which most people can, then you should be set.
Awesome, feeling confident, just going straight in.
I like the confidence, and it looks like Possum was a little bit premature with one of the setups, but he had another one already rolling, so that's good. And Tybalt is through, taking some time to reorganize his inventory there.
GG's Tybalt getting through that fight. That's going to be one of the roughest fights we see this seed, and I'm fairly certain I just saw Tello whiff a Berserk cast.
I think I saw that too. He does have one Thor Rage queued up. I wonder if it's in time.
Yeah, if you got into the menu and queued it before you see Gathering the Water, it's guaranteed to fire first.
All right. So Tybalt, the first one with an objective done with Launch the Falcon. And meanwhile, Morpheus side, one hit and Tella goes down.
Tella's decided it's nap time. I don't blame him. Like, a good nap's always nice. With the slot 1 Sid, Zerking, and being RA1, nerfing the waves becomes a lot simpler. Even if you're not confident with your timing, you can just wait until you see Gathering the Water, and then the slot 1 Sid swing will buffer your Thor Rage.
Also, his Sids are doing quite a bit more damage, doing about, I saw up to 1,300 a swing, 1,100 a swing, which is considerably more damage than Tybalt's was. Part of that was Tybalt coming in at a lower level, so hoping to get there a little bit sooner. But certainly Morpheus is doing quite a bit of work to play catch-up right now, and is right on Tybalt's tail in terms of getting to the underground. There's the Zeus Rages, there's also the Bacchus ones you were talking about. They're available in the Fey March.
We could use those on the overworld. I would not be surprised if a lot of our remaining funding goes to buying more wine.
Those aren't bad.
The spells for the Vagus Sisters are going to tickle.
I mean, yeah, but that's what, I mean, we had Moonveils for sale. Like, I'm fine. Moonveil, Runax, Sid can solo that. Come on.
However, K-Summon is not on, so...
True, so no reason to do that.
Tybalt deciding they're not worth his time.
Free HP refill, and we're going into the Dwarf Castle. Dr. Lugae, fully committing to invasion on his own, says, I don't need no stinking army. We're just going to go right through the front door.
Oh, Antlion is our first boss here. We know this because no sprite appeared to jump for us. I believe T Wild is tiers 5 to 8 in any Zonk spot or trap chest.
Awesome now through the Kinyatsu fight and on his way down to the Antlion. Tybalt, I think, forgetting that one of his Sids has nothing equipped in his arms.
It's fine. Sid's just gonna throw hands with the Antlion. I have a suspicion Sid is losing that fight.
I've been angry at bugs too, but I've never just punched a bug.
It would be a sufficient. You need to be sufficiently angry to try to punch a bug. Our tracker pointing out that media would solve this problem. Yes, dropping flaming rocks in the sky solves most problems.
Although I think historically speaking, the bugs end up turning out better than anything else around them when burning rocks fall from the sky. I just want to point that one out.
Minor detail.
All right, so Anline fight's still going on. Possum is now checking out everything that's going on in the Fey March. Oh, I completely forgot the Adamant Rock. That's good. That's part of a puzzle.
After Possum deciding to... Are we going to see selling the farm for those Bacchus wine?
Bought 12 Bacchus wines and now cannot sleep. Look, I'm just going to say, if I'm dropping that much money at your hybrid item/in shop, I hope I get a free night stay. Like, comp me something here, please.
Baymark doesn't comp anything.
You take a page from Vegas, guys. Come on.
Interesting. Checking Tom Rose. Still doing some shopping, it looks like.
Hey, we'll take all the poison axes we can get, but...
Oh, Possum. We saw him look Dwarf straight in the eye.
And then walk right away. This is why, Possum, I want you to know this is why you're my favorite, because you're trolling chat, and you know you're trolling chat.
And we see Val at the second spot Dwarf, which honestly not bad at all. Val here has some evade rolls, but not the worst.
Yeah, and this party can get through it pretty easily. It's relatively low HP, all things said.
Although we might start losing Balnavs if Val starts punching the ones that get weaked.
All right, but Tybalt does get through. And that's a red hand. That's okay. I don't know why I didn't think that Val would have a red floating hand. Why did I think it would be a different color?
Okay, I did check. The Warp Lich is on. Which Tybalt's going to show us immediately what's there. And we get... Seems important.
Hey, we're turning in Forge. We're absolutely doing that.
Hopefully one of our runners, when they forge, will show us the super amazing S-Wild Cocal shop.
All right, we're going to make a game out of this. I want everyone's predictions. I want everyone to predict and rate the Cocal shop ahead of time. Get your predictions in chat, because I think it's going to be better than we think. Like, I'm willing to give it a 6 out of 10 prediction.
I'm going to go Iron Arrow, Siren, Cure 1, and Charm Rod.
Crystal Swords fight? I like it, Mr. Bus Driver. It is. Hey, Bacchus wines were duplicately available.
Wow, that's honestly much better than average. It also means if we want more wine, we don't have to walk all the way back down to the Fey March. Plus, premium Coca-Cola wine.
I've always figured out that the best alcohol must come from loners that live by themselves in the middle of nowhere. That's some good wine.
Possum's got the MP glitch on, or active right now, right?
Oh yeah, he had Swag Rocks rolling. Oh.
Possum won't be able to warp glitch unless he rests at the... He's going to have to rest at the Dwarf inn to turn the glitch off.
Oh. Oh no.
Fire pointing out elixirs. I think elixirs and ethers might work. I'm not sure if any of the MP healing items. I'm not sure if ethers work, but elixirs might.
All right. Well, Tybalt is now on his way back into the overworld for Sheila. We'll see what Possum Morpheus does, because that Luca key could be really buried somewhere, and that's knowing that does unlock an objective that's relatively easy to complete. That could be dangerous here.
Okay, Possum is going to go rest.
Will Warp Glitch still work after rest? I've never done this.
I've had to do this already. You just have to cast it like 3 times.
Okay. So at least he's aware.
Yeah, first cast gets you back into the dwarf kind of entryway. Second one to the throne room. Third one to the crystal room.
And that is my free enterprise lesson for the day. The more you know.
Sometimes you get through Dwarf Castle, your Warp Caster is dead, and you have no life potions.
Tybalt finding Sheila giving us the rat tail, and that's exactly why you go and pick up the hovercraft ahead of time.
So if this doesn't hit anything, I think we're going to see Tybalt do top of tower next, maybe?
Either that or he'll cave and do Twin Harp, because he still hasn't done Twin Harp. And there's the package, which is a huge old zonk.
Throw it on the pile with the rest. It's still one closer to 10.
True. And yeah, we do have Tybalt now going over here, and he's going to be doing the Twin Harp, which we do know will lead to the Darkness Crystal. So it'll be interesting to see if Tybalt ends up following that Darkness Crystal, because he will now be getting it at a little bit higher level than Possum when he first got the Darkness Crystal, and is probably more likely to follow it rather than doing a keyless lower tower.
Now, Possum Morpheus is going to take the keyless tower, which... I know given the choice between Keyless Tower and Sheila 1, Possum prefers Keyless Tower.
I mean, yeah, because even when you do the Keyless Tower, if you ever have to come back and repeat it, it's only going halfway up, and it's a shorter route than having to run through all of the self at the bottom a second time. So I get why it makes sense for Possum right now.
Also, this is an objective.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's worth noting that one of the objectives that we thought we probably weren't going to do, in terms of forging with Legend Sword and Adamant, because it requires 2 key items as opposed to almost everything else, which only requires 1. It makes sense to just be like, hey, it's entirely possible we're never going to see that tower key. That might be one that we dodge. We can do the giant right now because we have the darkness crystal.
Yep.
And now we can do lower. We're 1 key item away. It is either earth crystal or tower key. So if you can do your objective and still get a key item in the process, do it.
And there's a chance Earth Crystal keys it or chains in a tower key, and you can just fade the giant entirely. And I guess we should let a reprise of Song of Storms play.
And that's why you do top tower before you visit
Yep.
Sheila 1.
That's the reward for it, getting the pan.
I mean, it's an objective, and and it unlocks more places to check. I think you follow it again. Tybalt getting the darkness crystal. I think Tybalt follows that darkness crystal and goes to the moon pretty quick.
Yeah, I think we see Tybalt clear the moon until finding one of the 2 gating key items we need.
Now, case summon is not on, so we're not going to get anything. I mean, we might get a nice item from the sylphs, but that's it.
Maybe a nice crystal sword from them?
I mean, that's the one thing we haven't seen. We haven't seen a haha, Cecil isn't in this seed, here's a crystal sword yet.
Right, so I think it would be funny for the sylphs to do that. Tybalt's going to be following Possum up the tower and get the, I guess, bad news on Tybalt's side that, hey, you get a single dip sylph cave.
Well, he's only just now getting the news that it's 1 key item from Gobo, so with that darkness crystal. So I certainly understand the plays as being made. Okay, it's not haha, there's no Cecil, but haha, there's no Edge. We've gotten a few of those.
We've also seen both of the edge weapons sitting in shops at various places.
Yeah, Fiery also pointing out somehow we haven't seen an Earth Hammer yet either, which we've seen rune axes and we've seen every other axe, it feels like. Just no Earth Hammers for whatever reason.
I think we'll live without those. Tybalt picking a fight with an eyeball. I'm not. This may have just been a cheeky open the chest.
Like, hey, let's check something, see if we get something good. I mean, okay. I don't necessarily understand it either. Okay, so we get the rat tail, and oh my.
There's go mode. And If you needed a grind, that'll be 10 key items by the time you hit the giant. Because we know the rat tail turn is a package, which would be number 10.
Yeah, do we even turn it in though? Oh, I guess we do.
On the off chance it's Tower Key, you can fade the giant entirely. Or probably do Tower Key and the giant for a grind, because Super Cannon Room's a little bit faster than Zot. And like I said, you know, one for the pile.
I mean, yeah, one for the pile, but it's 10 key items, so that ends up being key.
Yeah. I think turning in the rat tail is entirely correct, or even if you're not fishing for Tower Key, just because you're at 9, and a 10 key item giant is huge. If there's no split XP bosses there, that's an easy 500,000 XP.
All right, here we come. It is time for everyone's favorite game. Rate that treasury. Okay, so we got...
The treasury's
Team
looking
Wild
very...
treasure.
Yeah, the treasury's looking very Team Wild right now. So
I
far,
mean,
an
hey,
axe out of 10.
Yeah, we got 2 axes, and for this party, that's fantastic. A dwarf to back row glitch all of our Sids and another samurai belt.
Yeah,
Sid out of 10. This is Sid out of 10 seed. Yes.
Or is Fiery saying, where's Artemis Foe out of 10? Now, honestly, as wild treasuries go, that wasn't the worst.
No, I think it was fine as a wild treasury, especially when you take into consideration our party. It fit our party at least weapon needs.
And the Rune Axe is nice if you don't find a good bow. It's Sid's best non-bow weapon.
Apex, yeah, that's right. We have Artemis arrows that we found, but we have not yet found Artemis bows.
Yeah, Artemis, like I said earlier, Artemis already is Sid's best weapon.
Right, and we have a monk. Oh, our last. We recently took a trip through the Sylph Cave with all those poison swatches, didn't we?
The good news, attack here is not the highest. Monk only does 1 HP, someone back row. Bad news, Hell had 1 HP.
That was just a little bit rude. But you know what? Good AI saying, "Hey, I know I can kill someone, so I'm gonna do it."
Yep, basically the monk went boop. That wasn't even a full whack.
It was just like a pat on the back, and he broke his little old man hip, and that was that.
I feel you, Tella.
Hashtag relatable. Ow. All right, so we are finishing up the Tower of Zot with a couple of Balnabs rescuing each other.
All of our mechanical constructs got to stick together. And Tybalt will be hot on Possum's heels going up the tower after finding the Earth Crystal here.
Absolutely, and I mean that's fantastic news. Knows that that's the way to go, and it's Tower of Zot, and then to the Giant, unless for whatever reason. Hi, Mirror Match.
Well,
This is
Spider-Man pony
awkward.
right now.
Like, well, this is an awkward conversation to be having right now.
If both Lugaes are telling the Falnabs, shoot him, I'm the real Lugae.
Ideally, I mean, I think we're hoping, or the runners are both hoping, it's like, hey, let me get that tower key from this right now. It's not statistically likely, but that's exactly what they want to have happen, because I'd want to dodge a trip up the Giant as well.
I wouldn't mind having to go to the Giant with this party. We need levels yet.
I mean, yeah, we need levels, but there's other ways to get levels than doing the Giant.
Moon bosses?
I mean, with this party, honestly, we could do like Sylph Cave, Trap Sylph, Cave if we want.
True, we do a float, so we don't have to worry about the damaged tiles.
But it's just an apple, so we're going to the Giant.
Good news, our runners don't have to make a decision here. The sea made it for them. It would be interesting to see what our runners would have done had the tower key shown up there.
It would have been an interesting discussion because I think you're right. There's a case to be made for just doing the Giant because it combines the objective with getting a good grind in because that's a boatload of experience. But you have to be able to live it.
That's a very, very good point. You can't get much XP if you're dead. I just noticed that Possum's got all the Sids named Elvin. I'm going to assume that's Elvin Sorrow, that they're named after a noted Sid lover in the community.
It's true. Yep. Shout out to Elvin, by the way. I still remember, Elvin and I were in Aegis Shield group like a couple tournaments ago. So big shout out to Elvin. What's Possum? What are you doing?
This could be a moon dive for XP. Deciding that maybe looking for some XP for the moon bosses. Doesn't feel like dealing with 65k of whatever's on the Giant with this party's what could be generously called offense. Or we're hunting traps for XP. Yeah, this is a trap chest hunt for XP.
Okay. Are trap chests eat no XP as well?
You get XP from traps.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have Artemis arrows, so the red dragons will be fine. Well, as fine as red dragons get.
I appreciate you acknowledging that it's not actually fine for red dragons, it's just close to it.
It's about as fine as it gets. Don't get me wrong, red dragons will still punch you in the next week given the chance. This, however, is the fight you want.
Meanwhile, Tybalt is catching up in terms of just the straight line race right now. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening directly after this mirror match on Tybalt's side.
And Apex in chat saying that Tybalt may just go straight to the Giant, feeling that he's a little behind.
So here's the thing: for the free bosses that we've had so far, we've seen Officer Soldier, we've not seen Water Hag, we've not seen King Queen Evelyn, we've not seen Dark Imps.
We haven't seen Baron Guards.
We haven't seen Bear Gods. There's a lot of free fights that could very well be in that first spot that you can stop and give a boatload of experience to.
With this party, I would love to see Dark Imps at the second spot. If you're really feeling cheeky, you could dump the battle speed a little bit, get like double life glitches on the first 2 imps, and walk away with 700k.
Yes, I know those are in extreme quotation marks. Free Dark Imps at CP. But I'm saying we got Hourglasses.
Yeah. You got Hourglass
Right?
3s, you got Coffins, you got 5 characters. They can't kill you. You just have to raise whichever 3 get punched by the imps.
Alright, so with that chest, I think all the Sids gained 6 levels right there. So that's probably enough for Possum to feel safe. Yeah, he's at level 40 now. To the Giant. I was about to yell to the moon, but we're on the moon.
And Tybalt on the Lugae fight. That second form, there it is. He has to be almost dead. I'm a little disappointed. We haven't seen any of the big stuff or any of the big gear for these characters.
I mean, you're right. We haven't seen an adamant armor and we haven't seen an Artemis bow, but we've seen the Nirvana rod. We've seen a white shirt, which is the best gear that Tella can have. We've seen the best melee weapon for Sid and Rune Axes available for sale. So, I mean, we've not seen the absolute top tier game breaking stuff, but we've seen, we're not paupers here.
Very true. And a few extra levels will fix those problems. The good news is we're in exactly the right place to find a few extra levels.
That's absolutely true. I just hope that, as mentioned earlier, no one tries to do a cheeky D machine grind because that would end poorly at the moment.
That's annoying. The magic power here isn't the highest, so the fire 2 counters aren't going to kill anyone. These Sids can walk off a glare here. Yeah, we see Tybalt making the aggressive play, just going straight to the Giant.
I think this is a play he had to make. Possum certainly has higher levels than Tybalt right now, especially after that treasure chest up on the moon, but I think this is a play you gotta go with.
We're going to be here a while. There's going to be about 30-ish fire 2 counters we're going to see come out. $40 fire 2 counters, it's going to be a lot. But you can see from the damage, the fire 2 counters are not a threat.
No, no, they are not a threat whatsoever. So while we take our time and Tybalt catches up, just a reminder to everyone in the community: if Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise is something that you want to get yourself into, it is kind of open season in our community club season going on. You should join us over on Discord. Hang out, ask questions. There's great clubs for folks who are still new at this, who are just getting into the whole speedrunning aspect, or just kind of want to play around casually. So join us over on Discord. It is one of the friendliest places, if not the friendliest place on the internet. And I say that knowing full well what that statement means. It's legitimately friendly, I promise you.
And then, while I got these dueling rubies, I would like to give a shout out to Alchemy, who's restreaming and rolled this absolute gem of a seed. Fiery Blizzards were pushing the buttons. We had a lot of them.
A lot of buttons.
And you as well, Fatasha.
Oh, and of course, Enja Dave as well, my co-commentator, and probably one of my favorite people that I've met through this community. Fantastic person. Which we got to talk later. We got to figure out our tango schedule, but we'll talk.
Yeah, that can be done. Okay, we can figure it out while this fight's going on, right? We won't get bopped by Alchemy if we do.
Yeah, we might get bopped. Let's keep the focus on the runners. We have plenty of time to talk afterwards.
On Tybalt's side, we saw Dr. Lugae get glared and just get dropped by it.
Yeah, Tybalt's his levels are a little bit lower, so he's gonna have to be a little bit safer, but still very doable at this point.
This would be a fantastic fight to have some ice arrows. And you're not gonna shop for exactly ice arrows just in case there's an extremely rude leg sitting on the giant.
No, who does that? I think the real difficult part right now on Tybalt's side is that those glares are in fact just one-shotting him, and he's really should probably take some time to get the rest of his party up at this point.
The problem is one of those Sids is berserking, so although the other Sids you should be able to life up.
If we had a firebomb or something to cast right now, he will cast right?
Yes, Rubicon responds to being directly targeted with any fire magic by casting Life 1 on your entire party. It's going to be close. This might actually take down the... Nope, survives by 5.
That's clutch. Whew.
So interesting little thing in Rubicon's script, when the cloak is closed, he does not absorb fire. And we do see those extra 6 levels being taken, paying off huge. Just for the extra XP alone, the extra HP alone.
Yeah, I mean it's worth noting that Sid kind of always has one of the best HP curves in the entire game. Him and Yang, both their HP just gets into very, very high levels very quickly. So you don't need a ton of levels to be able to survive some higher rolled spells here and there. But that extra HP is doing quite a bit of work on Possumorpheus' side. Tybalt is surviving and still kind of making do, but at the same time, it's just kind of a matter of time
That was the worst target for that glare. Now you have about 3-4 more bow shots before the fight's over.
Meanwhile, we got
We get the script.
We get the script at the very end. Posmorphia's side with the crumble. His tail is down, but will still gain experience because hero mode. Yay!
And that's a 10 level difference between the Sids. That's going to just make a massive difference in how these fights play out. Cosmos to take the safety here. I do not blame anyone for taking a safety after that.
No, that was it. It was about a 10-minute fight, and either way. Well, I don't know if it's 10, maybe 8, but it was a long fight, regardless. And when you're speedrunning anything, when you commit that much time to doing any one thing, it feels terrible. So yeah, I'm absolutely doing the same thing.
So I'm fully expecting to see something like King Queen in the next spot. Looks like we're getting all the preparation for it.
Going back and saving a second time for both of them. Like, okay, we're gonna set up, and here we go.
Well, the good news, Fire, if it's Wyvern, Witchburn is on, so not quite as. You know what? I'll take it. Close it up.
Yep, I called it. We knew there was gonna be something free-ish. Now, this is still really punchy, as I recall. Like, he can still hit hard.
Well, the attack just isn't high enough to deal 3,000 damage, but Tella could get dropped. Or Waterhag just won't take a turn.
And we gain another 5 levels because we needed the experience now.
Honestly, with this party, I think you'll take all the levels you can get your hands on.
And that is 5 out of 6 objectives. That's all we need. We also have a pass, which means I think we're going to get a swag fly here directly over to Troya.
Yeah, we're going to crush one of the Troyan houses with the whale.
And of course, there's the Z flag, which has a very special meaning to those of us in the free enterprise community.
Yes, it does. So we've got 500 plus Z sprites. We randomize everything we can't, so we randomize the roam's appearance. We got 500 sprites we can choose from. And as soon as Posmorpheus gets finished setting up, we'll be walking through that pass door and showing us, using the crystal and showing us the answer to a very important question. Vitasia, would you care to ask it?
I appreciate that. Hang on, I want to clear my throat for this one. I gotta get the grizzle right. Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
Very well done.
I gotta do a little bit of throat spray after that, a little bit, but But yeah, this should be an interesting Zeromas fight. Worth noting that we do have the meta objective for this particular fight. After Zeromas transforms into his true colors, uh, Sid has to punch and kill Tella.
That's honestly harder than it seems. Tella's got about 1,000 HP.
I think maybe you nerf the first Big Bang to get him down and go from there.
And you know, if you try that, Tella's just going to get 8 to 1,200 point Big Bang.
Oh, Tybalt's
yeah,
struggling again.
Yeah, the glare damage is just a little too much for Tybalt. The big difference there was Possum Sid's had enough HP to tank the glares.
I appreciate the commitment. It's like I'm here, gotta keep doing it. Maybe a little bit safer. Tybalt hasn't done last arm. That might be worth it for a little bit of experience. But here, Zeromus showing us his true colors. Oh, Nidhogg. Okay, cool.
Okay. Which Final Fantasy is this one from?
Well, it is absolutely from 14, but I'm pretty sure he's made appearances in other Final Fantasies as well.
Okay. Alchemy Point is 14. I know Nidhogg's been a recurring monster, I just didn't know which version this was.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the Final Fantasy 14 Nidhogg. Which, by the way, is a fantastic encounter. And there's a meme out there that I don't want to say just about Final Fantasy 14, the critically acclaimed MMORPG that is free to play now, up through the Heavensward expansion. That, yeah, and as Alchemy points out, that does include Nidhogg. So
The first time I saw this Z sprite pop up, I thought it was a Monster Hunter thing I hadn't fought yet. It looks like it would fit perfectly there too.
So Possum is setting up. He's doing reasonably well, and yeah, he's got Zerks going, and now he's gonna try to. He's gonna try to punch Tella, I think.
Not me, them.
It's done. He even got us a little cheer there. Well done, Possum, for the meta objective.
A little shout out to that curse string Tella dodging a Big Bang roll.
He's gonna bring him up just to kill him again.
Sometimes you need to make sure the job is done right. Oh, right, Seraphim Staff. Tella actually has, and White Shirt, so Tella still has a decent will stat.
Yep, even with that curse string.
Yeah, it's 31 will. It's enough to get, and the 1 wisdom is enough to get an evade roll. Yeah, we see Tybalt zerking away at the Rubicon trying to get people up, but which at the very least will mitigate the fire 2 damage a bit. Accure 3 is not going to fire though, because this fire 2 counter is going to kill the Sid.
Yeah, I think the Zerks are nice, but I think that's part of the problem is you got it means constant incoming damage at the same time. So
Right. I think Zerking Sid is going to survive at 4 HP. If this doesn't kill, the Zerking Sid goes down right here, and you're likely to see a glare fire before the next action.
so that's 3 resets on Tybalt, and he's running right back in.
Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to loot out the giant at this point. Maybe you trip over an adamant armor or even a pro ring.
Maybe get a little bit of experience from that last turn fight as well. But meanwhile, rocks fall. One ball now falls.
Fortunately, the good doctor says, I have spares.
Oh no, we're gonna get. Oh, we might get an HP right now.
There it is. I was really hoping for one more swing. That swing to kill, and then you get the HP ran out.
These meteos are no joke right at the moment, though.
Are we gonna get the swag kamikaze kill? We are!
Flag kamikaze kill! GG's, Boss Morpheus!
Perfectly
That's just
calculated.
showing off a little bit. That's showing off a bit.
And you can still hear the music still playing because if you don't get the crack bang, the music doesn't stop. And we're joined by Boss Morpheus. GG's and a fantastic end to the fight.
Thank you. I'm glad we got to kamikaze there for funsies. GG's to everybody.
Yeah, it was a little bit of showing off, but we always appreciate the swag. Because not everyone gets to see that kind of tech when we're in full tournament mode, because we're too busy going fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a community race style thing. It's a club, and it's for Alchemy. I always love showing off for Alchemy. She's a phenomenal person, a member of the community, and we always get these wonderful seeds from Alchemy. So why not show off a little bit, do some fun things, and yeah, we got the Bobtella, and we got the Kamikaze on Z, and we got to do the stay at the inn to refresh your MP, and then warp back in Dwarf. Like, got to do a couple cool things.
I think we also got to see you attempt to stay at the inn in the Feymarch. Was that intentional?
No, I forgot that I had just spent all my money, and was like, well, I don't want to sell anything. Whatever, I have cabins, it doesn't matter. I was broke. Feymarriott too expensive.
We figured they should, like, after you spent that much money at a place, they should comp you a room or something like they do in Vegas, but they just decided, no, we're too exclusive for you.
I mean, they gave me a key item, right? I think.
They did. I
And
believe it was
Bacchus
the Adamant Rock.
were there or something? I don't remember where everything was. There must have been something good there that I was broke, though.
Yeah, it was.
So we'll
Bacchus down
consider it
there.
a win. Yeah, so we'll consider that a win then. Bacchus are kind of important in this flag set. Probably the #1 most important item, behind like Artemis bows, which apparently don't exist. Thanks, by the way. So all I wanted was an Artemis bow to go with my Artemis arrows. Maybe a couple more rune axes. I could have gone and bought them, but whatever. It was fun.
Yeah, that was something we noticed. It wasn't bad gear necessarily. It was just like no arty bows, no adamant armors. You know, for something that's T Wild, we go in expecting, you know, a little bit more, and it just wasn't necessarily there for this seed.
Yeah, I mean, with the T-Wild S-Wild combo, like, I found good enough stuff. Mysidia, for example, is loaded with the black belts and strength rings. Like, that was incredible. There were headbands, I want to say, in Tomra, and I noped out immediately of them. And it was like, wait, I want them. And then the dwarf ran behind the counter, and I was like, fine. I don't want your finest headbands, you jerk. I probably should have waited it out and bought the headbands. But the strength gear was there, and that's the important part. I think I had a power shirt room somewhere. No adamants, but, T-Wild gonna T-Wild. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. I don't know the efficacy or the if it's good to hunt trap chests on T-Wild. I just don't think it is. I just don't think... I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe that's where all the adamants were. And the Artie bows was in trap chests. But I think they're just randomly weighted tier 5 to 8 on T-Wild, so it's kind of a crapshoot just like the loot. And it takes time.
Speaking of trap chests, just a sort of a hypothetical. If you had gotten the tower key from Zot, where would you have gone from there?
I probably would have done moon bosses and lunar trap chests. Probably would have gone down to floor 7 because I had done like the first 3-4 floors and only found one trap. Probably saved at floor 7 and then gone trap hunting for things that were hourglassable and maybe some free bosses. Looking at my boss tracker, we still had a couple of things out there that would have been good. King, Queen, Evelyn, Dark Imps, Baron Guards, the Gauntlet would have been good as well. Plague was on the table. There were 5 or 6 pretty free fights. Even the Magus Sisters, if they were at like Ribbon Room, could have been a sister grind with a Rune Axe. There was a lot of stuff on the table that if I didn't have the giant XP, which frankly, by the way, was awful, that Ruby took 12 years, but I don't think there was a better way to do it than just Zerk. But I would have just done moon bosses and maybe some lunar trap chests.
So is that why you did the hair dryers early, just to get some extra XP before the hook route?
Yeah, so the thing with the SIDS is, like, they're good, but they really get a lot of strength per level compared to basically anyone but Yang. So that hairdryer chest with the life glitches got me like 5 levels, 6 levels on them, which is 1 to 2 multipliers per SID, which just makes everything a lot easier. Plus the HP growth means that the Cure 3s are better, and the SIDs can take a hit or two, especially with the black belts. So it was kind of a combination of like making it safe and also being scared because of the hook route that I faced in the async. And this hook route was equally as fun. So I'm glad that I did that hairdryer chest early. And then the giant in the async was also equally as fun, and we're just going to leave it at that. But that's also what predicated me to go up and do that extra trap chest. And I was very happy to hit the carry and warlock chest and get that 200k XP. It put me, incidentally, out of glare range for Ruby, which made it very, very nice to have those extra levels and that extra HP. Made that fight way, way simpler than it would have been if the SIDs were dying to glare. So I think it just worked out really, really well in the end, taking a little bit of time to do some grinding, knowing that the SIDs are not like power overwhelming, but if you can get them enough HP and some Cure 3s, they can kind of sustain better than any other Zerker not named like Cecil can.
Yeah. Very well thought out.
Yeah, doing the async definitely helped just before this race. So definitely a method to the madness, if you will, that what I learned from doing that async certainly translated here in a big way.
Dave, do you have any other questions for our winner today?
You know, I think you managed to cover everything that I was looking forward to. Right now, we're watching Tybalt. You mentioned the levels that you got, put you just outside of that glare range. Tybalt didn't get any of those levels, so he's on round 4 right now of this Ruby fight, unfortunately. So
oh no.
so it's that was kind of the key play, I think, in the difference, because you two were pretty close through most of the race, kind of going over each other's steps. He was first into the underground, but you had done Twin Heart first, so it was a little bit of back and forth there. But those levels are really everything in terms of the difference between you getting through that relatively unscathed, albeit a 12-hour fight, versus just kind of hitting your head against a wall, unfortunately.
Well, one really long fight is better than 4 fights of almost any length. So that's that's how I'll look at that. I was a little worried in the hook route, actually, even after those levels. When Tella missed a first Berserk, good old Curse Tella, I was like, that's going to throw off the cadence to my fight a little bit, and I hadn't saved after Ogo. So I was like, well, we'll just spam some Thor Rages and eventually get through this. And thankfully, was able to get through it. But yeah, that was the real big spooky moment of the siege for me. I was like, I don't really want to do that Ogo again, but the black belts in particular with the back row sits and the levels still made that Ogo pretty easy. Without levels, that fight would have been as awful as it seems like this Ruby fight would have been. So method to the madness. I know Alchemy's a big fan of levels. I'm a big fan of levels. And there you go.
I know one of your big mantras is grind early, grind often.
Yes, sir. It paid off here. So I'll let y'all get back to it, though. I appreciate everybody putting on the show. Thank you, Alchemy, for the restream and the seed. And, of course, the club. As always, it's a blast. Happy to have gotten the win over Tybalt and Scythe on this one. I think that puts me ever so slightly ahead of Tybalt on the season for wins in Baron Hero's Journey. But we're going to try to keep going back and forth on it. So thank you, Dave and Vitasia, for the comms. And Fiery Blizzard, thank you for pushing the buttons and not eating them. So y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all next time.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. It's fantastic run at this point, and now we're just tuning in to Tybalt. I mean, this is I think highlighting the importance of just trying to something new. I would say at this point, I don't know. We've done the same thing kind of over and over on Tybalt's side. I think I don't know if he's going to get through this because I think we're out of Cure 3s at this point.
Tybalt tried taking it a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, but might not have the sustain to pull that off.
And I can't say this is it's not even bad planning per se. Like, this is just a really, really bad spot for the setup that he happens to have.
This is highlighting just how big a difference those extra levels made. And we did see, while we were talking with Pos Morpheus, Scythe Marshal did finish with a time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 13 seconds. Yeah, it looks like we are out of Cure 3 potions. I think Tella's out of gas.
You can kind of see Tybalt just hoping to get through it. I haven't been counting XP or hit points for this one, but I don't think he's close.
No, and now center Sid's down. I believe this is single punch coming up from Ruby, so... Alchemy pointing out on the Race Photo channel, there was an adamant armor just sitting in Baron Town if you had looted the water.
There's not shiny swords being thrown out from the lake. It's, shiny armors.
Tybalt's almost completely out of sustain. I saw 2 life potions left in his inventory.
Well, one of the nice things to do in these sorts of situations, it's a community race right now, but it's always nice to, when you're in these sorts of situations, to at least practice it, because you're not often in these sorts of situations. So doing your best practice to try to sustain as long as you can. And okay, there's reset number 4.
And we're going to see what strategy we try this time. I think the problem here is just the glares, the fact that they can one-shot Sids.
Yeah, and we gotta, at some point we have to do something different, right? We have to, go get some more experience, go try to find. I mean, you could look into some ice arrows. That would be fantastic if you can get those from a treasure chest.
And the problem is, if you're Berserking, if Tella goes down, he stays down because he only revives with 5 HP. We see the glare taking. The glares are doing. The Sids can almost walk off a glare if the glare low rolls.
I think the problem with the low rolling glares, though, is even if you get a low roll, like right now, we're zerking up, so there's going to immediately be a swing, and that swing is going to result in a fire 2, which does just enough to push you over.
I think one of the other things, I don't know if we saw Tibble pick up any power shirts. Those would have helped immensely getting through this kind of fight. Just the extra 2 multipliers. Anything you can do to shorten this kind of fight would help.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, Tibble's in kind of a rough spot right now. Like, this is a spot that I don't think anyone likes to be, but we've all been there. Like, every single person who's run Free Enterprise for more than a little bit of time has been in a similar situation in this.
And so we're sustaining the party pretty well. Only 1 Zerker going, so you're putting out constant damage. I think this is the best way to do it with Tibble's party. You need to manage how many fire 2 counters you're eating. So you want just your hardest hitting Sid being the one zerking. And then just have the other 3 Sids on healer duty. The problem with Tell on Cure 4 duty, Fiery, is just you can't. Once he's down, if you have a Berserker rolling, he'll never get another turn.
And with that, it does look like Tybalt has gone ahead and done a forfeit, which we completely understand at this point. And joining us right now is Tybalt. Hey man, GG's, we've all been there.
Tybalt, you're muted right now.
Ruby can freeze in a blizzard.
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, yeah, if I had more Bacchus, I could probably just Bacchus everybody up. It was just, I didn't want to go back down to the Feymarch to buy more. Or spend the time trying to find and search for the tower key.
Why go to the Feymarch when you could have just bought Cocoa Premium Bacchus wine?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I forgot. Ruby's not fun. I saw 65k a Ruby and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, the difference, I think, prior to Possum going in and doing that Ruby fight, he ended up he took some time to go up to the moon to take a trap chest to get experience before doing all of that. So he was able to outlive those glares where I think you were just right in that range where you're getting hit by those or one shot. And that was really the difference. As soon as you could survive those glares, it would have been fine.
Yeah. If I get enough people zerked up, it really doesn't matter because Ruby hardly ever gets a turn. But, only have one Zerkcaster and one Bacchus, it's kind of... Can you really get them out fast enough? Not really. And of course, Tala only having 5 HP when he's cursed, there's no way you're going to be able to bring him back up.
Right, we saw that on one of the attempts.
Because he's just, there's no way, because you got people zerked. That's where, during one of the attempts, I'm like, if I just let who's ever zerked just not get healed, I can recover, and it still didn't work out, so...
So,
next time. I'll get him next time.
Rubicon aside, you ran a fantastic seed.
Oh, the rest of the sea was not bad at all. I mean, I actually thought... I had a while there thinking that, Gauntlet was going to be on the Giant. Considering how long it was taking, I'm sitting there going, it's got to be Gauntlet on the Giant right now, because this is... You've got basically Go mode, what on the Giant could really take a long time. And as I was walking, CPU and Gauntlet would be really bad. Well, I guess I'll have to add Ruby to that list now.
I mean, Ruby, I think the glares were the worst part. The Ruby, I mean, the magic attack didn't seem that bad. Your Sids were taking less than 100 damage a hit. It stacks up when you got all those Zerks rolling.
Yeah, and it's mainly that not having the massive amounts of damage with Sid. I mean, Earth Crystal or Earth Hammer wouldn't do that much. Ice Arrows, if I had those, that would have been nice. But the best I had was already Arrows, so... But I'll get Possum next time.
Yeah, you two have a little rivalry